Hello everyone, this is Rebecca from Papeterie de Choix, and I'm here about a month late, maybe even longer, with my latest journal. I finished this a little over a month ago, and I don't remember what's in it. I've made another journal since then, and life has been very, very, very busy. So I'm going to be just as surprised as you are when I open it up to see what's in it. This is called Watercolor Garden. Everything in it is kind of watercolor themed, or looks like a watercolor if it's a painting. And so that's kind of where it is. It is, let me get a ruler. It is quite big. It's 6 inches across. It's 9 3/4, almost 3/4 inches tall, and just a tad over 2.5 inches wide. So it's quite big. I think it has 5 signatures. Yes, 5 signatures it has, and hopefully I keep this thing in shot because I've got a very small filming space right here. So let's get on with the program. So I have just this piece of, I don't think it's 100% linen, but it looks and feels like 100% linen. So on the front I have a little journaling card that looks like a watercolor painting, but also she's gathered flowers, so she's been to the garden, and so she's the cover for this. Here I have an envelope with just a plain journaling card inside, made from a scrapbook paper pack of watercolor flowers. And then this was a greeting card, and so I just tuck that right in there. And if you heard a beep, that was my dishwasher finish. So that's that. Inside here we have a pocket from a magazine. Let me move over this way slightly. We have a pocket from a magazine with more papers from the scrapbook pad, and they just fit right down in there. I think this is a 2-layer pocket, if I'm not mistaken. Well, it's going to show me up, isn't it? Aha, there we go. It is a 2-layer pocket. The one behind is a little skinnier. The one in front is the full width. I made a bunch of papers for the pages using watercolor on a textured linen paper. So they've got a little bit of tangible texture, and then they have some visual texture also. So I'm just going to flip through. Now these pages, I think there's one in each signature. I made this page by, I've rusted some screws and nails and I don't know what else in a jar, and these papers were made from dipping them in rusty water. So again, everything is watercolor themed, and you'll see some things in here that I have made before, some things that I have made recently that are not on camera, because basically all I have time for anymore is to share what journals I've made, and sometimes I don't even have the time to share that. So we're just going to keep going. Another envelope with a few little things there, and then an empty pocket. You can put something in there. More painted paper. This is decoupaged envelopes onto freezer paper that I put here for pockets. And then just some little paper flippy things. This is a giant. This was made with rusty water and coffee, and so it's a portion of a ledger page. Had to think for a second. This was part of a greeting card, and this is how it looked on one side, and this is the other, so I just cut it out, inked it up, and it lives right here. Another napkin on a decoupage. This is another page of the painted flowers, watercolor flowers. It's a paper pack that you get at Hobby Lobby. And then this is a little bitty decoupage that I did with some yellow ink and tea, I think it was. I mixed with that. And another one of those with painted papers, or painted butterflies and such. This is just a giant journaling card that I made. This was from a piece of scrapbook paper. This was from a magazine, and so it's just got a little tag inside. And that just lives there. The other half of that. These little things are tiny journaling cards, and they just fit into these little pieces that came out of a flower book, and I cut them out just to make a little pocket. And this is a tall pocket. It has a journaling card in it, but it's also a belly band. And underneath it, this is an envelope that I made from a magazine image, a garden, no, I think it's called Ideals. It had one of these fold-up envelopes. I remember seeing them a lot when I was very young in the late 70s and early 80s. If you got something through the mail and they had an order blank, you could fold it all up, and it had a side that's sealed, and you mailed it off to the company for whatever you were ordering. So I took that pattern that was in the back of the book and folded this page up to make one of those. So it's a self-contained envelope, and so it just lives right in here. And another envelope. Now this envelope is a little different because I glued two envelopes together. So this, we have the one envelope here with an open pocket when you open it. This one flips over. You have writing space, and then in here you have more writing space and a journaling card that goes with it. This was a stationery set, and I did this before I even thought about putting it in the journal, just to see what it would do. Another one of those napkins, long pockets with, that's a belly band with some just little scrappy things. Here's another scrappy thing, and another one of those ledger papers. This was the front of a greeting card, and then this is a piece of scrapbook paper that I made a postcard from. Then another painty paper, scrapbook paper, and all of these little pockets are full width in the front, but a little narrower in the back. So you have to put just a little bit narrower things in. Here's another one of those ink dyed papers. And then some more of that scrapbook paper, just journaling cards. Here is another envelope. This is a postcard that was part of a scrapbook paper sheet. And then in here is another one that goes with it. And so that just goes there. There's another one of these papers dyed with the rust. And then a tag I made. I will try to remember to post the video that goes with these, because I did do these on camera. Okay. And another envelope. And here's just a couple little pockets with a journaling card. And in the back, I made basically a kind of a 3D pocket. So it, I don't know if you can see it that way, if I can hold it enough. So it's about 1/4 of an inch thick. And I had made this, I don't know, I didn't make it last summer, so I guess it's coming up on 2 years ago I made it. I'm not going to undo it, but it's a little, I don't know, a gardening folio, and it's made with a file folder and then different little images taken from a gardening book with a handful of tags inside. So I made this pocket from a magazine page that I doubled over, so it's quite thick, to hold this whole thing, and it just lives right in there. And then on the outside, I just took a bulb pen. I made a whole bunch of these little just decorations using my circle punch and a dictionary page and buttons. And so I put this one on here because it's almost exactly the same color of green. This part of the cover, the green part, is original. This has not been covered or recovered, and so the inside here is also original. The only thing I did was add fabric to create a cover for the spine and wrap around on both sides, the inside and the outside. So there's the inside. So that is a watercolor garden. I will put all the pertinence down in the description as to pages and signatures and things like that. I didn't write it down. I am leaving Friday morning to go visit my daughter in Indiana for 3 weeks. So I thought I'd better get this video done before I head out. So thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you with another video with another journal very soon.